take a seat. Bearded Squires live, ain't that a treat? Lore and laughter, games and art, a grand adventure's about to start. Through fantasy worlds with creatures untold, steampunk machines and horrors of old, mechs on the march, cities of steel. So grab some snacks and enjoy the feels. Big band, big laughs, welcome to the show. Stay while the vibes are super mellow. Art and gaming tales unfold. Join the chat, help make it big and bold. Hey! Big laughs, welcome to the show. Stay while the vibes are super mellow. Art and gaming tales unfold. Join the chat, help make it big and bold. We've got Nomish saltness and airships in the sky, epic mech battles shooting aliens in the eye, sci-fi builders and medieval plight, or fighting beasts with all our might. Silly voices trying comedic flair. Maybe Friday I'll eat a chili burger for a dare. Magic, madness, games galore. You ain't seen a stream like this before. Big beer, big laughs, welcome to the show. Stay a while, the vibes are super mellow. Art and gaming tales unfold. Join the chat, help make it big and bold.
Morning, morning. Morning. Right. That's all done. That's all out the way. Move you out the way. Move you here. I think we'll just try and get straight into the world of arts. Except I apparently need to work out why my keyboard's falling apart. Hello? Why are bits falling off of my keyboard? Nope, you stay there. You do what you're supposed to do. Thank you. Keep pressing buttons. Stop pressing the buttons. Right. Okily dokily. Phone just needed to tell me that, you know, Bearded Squire was live on multiple channels. I'm glad it told me. I would have missed it. I would have missed it if it hadn't have told me. Yeah. Okay. Let's flip off to here, and then we're on gaming right now, aren't we? Yeah, there we go. Bring that up. Grab you. Grab. You. Morning, Lord Elston. And this is why you drove for 3 hours on a Monday morning to watch Squire. I mean, I don't know if you're aware, but you probably could have watched me from home. Unless, I mean, you know, maybe, you know, Lady Elston has put certain blocks and you're not allowed to watch Twitch. In fact, that would not surprise me because that would possibly interfere with you watching rom-coms. So, is this what... Okay, it's all become clear now. I understand why you have to go to work. How you doing? How's it going? Now, where is Muad'Dib? Muad'Dib. I successfully started watching the incorrect Dune at the weekend. Also, really weirdly, in fact, I'm going to go check it now. I don't think it's entirely my fault, but I'll tell you what, I meant to check this at the weekend, but I'm going to go and double check it now. So if I go to my watch list... So... 2000... It does say... Okay, right. I don't feel quite as stupid. I didn't really look at the names of the Dune series, as that probably would have given me a better hint as to what was going on. But I was like, I'm not sure which Dune... I felt like I wanted to watch the older Dune TV series that we talked about last week. And I put them on my watch list. And so, when I looked on Amazon, there is one that says it was released in 2003. And there's one that its release date is tagged as 2020. So, I watched the 2003. But when I started watching the 2003, I realised that I was watching Children of Dune. I was like, oh, and also I didn't really click very well with Children of Dune. I kind of watched it for maybe like, I don't know how long I watched it for. How long did I watch it for? I didn't even get through episode 1, put it that way. It was I watched it for about half an hour looking at this. I watched it for about half an hour. And then I was like, oh, this is Children of Dune. I thought there was one, and I was like, not really gelling with it. So I went to go and watch the other one, which was flagged as 2020, which is Frank Herbert's Dune. But then, when I started watching that one, I was like, wait, why does the CGI look very budget? Or rather, more specifically, I was watching it going, why does the CGI... And I say budget based on nowadays CGI, or rather 2020 CGI. So why does it look like Babylon 5? This is kind of weird, because the CGI looks very much like Babylon 5. And Amazon has Frank Herbert's Dune flagged as released in 2020. But then I went and looked on IMDb and it came out in 2000. So... I started off watching Children of Dune because that one was 2003, but then I realised I should have watched this one first. I got through episode 1, and I'm about half an hour of the way through episode 2. Dune Messiah. I don't know if Dune Messiah is on Amazon. I don't think there is a Dune Messiah TV series. At least not on Amazon anyway. Not that I see anyway. I don't see one. What's that? sometimes it's bunged in with Dune Messiah. I don't know. Oh, wait, no, okay, so yeah, Children of Dune, and then I've just read the description. So I think, okay, so the TV series is called Children of Dune. And Battle Desert Planet continues this extraordinary mini-series based on Dune Messiah and Children of Dune. So the TV series is both of the second two books, I think, based on that description. And it's B5 special effect. Yeah, do you know what? I think that was part of what made me watch more of the 2000 Dune. Was the fact that I was like, oh, this makes me think of Babylon 5. I like this. I was like, this makes me feel happy. I'll just watch it like it's a spin-off of Babylon 5. And I know people are going to go nuts at that. A spin-off of Babylon 5? Dune? I also started listening to the audiobook of Dune again that I had on Audible. Which, actually, I need to double check that. I meant to check that as well, and I didn't check it at the weekend. No, don't play. Don't play. Open up your chapters. Open up your chapters. Show me the chapters. Show me the chapters. Don't show me the chapters. That would be helpful. Because I noted when you're in there. So this was something I needed to double check. How did I get to chapters? I can't remember how I got to chapters on this thing. But it referred to this book as like split into book 1, book 2, and book 3. Which has thrown me a bit as to what I'm listening to. But then it also says, hey, you've read this, but then the other books are available. I don't know. I don't know. Why can't people just show things in an obvious way? Why can't you just have it written what you are? Why can't we do that? Why do we have to make things complicated? Anyway, so I started listening. I've only listened to about. I think I've listened to about 3.5 hours, and it's like a 21-hour thing. That's still going to take time. But yeah. And sorry, yeah, Sado in a little bit. Good morning to you both. So yeah, I'll be honest with you, I don't know if I'm going to finish. I don't know if I'm going to finish the TV series stuff enough. I might just stick with just re-listening to the books. I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay with not watching the TV shows. They're not really drawing me in that much. Though interestingly, in the TV shows, and I think the TV shows might have given a hint as to why there is the blood taking in Dune Awakening. I think the TV shows might have given away why that's in the games. Because in the TV shows, they talk about drinking blood. And they talk about... there's basically a bunch of nobles. There's a bunch of nobles around a table eating. And they're talking about the Fremen. And I think Duncan Idaho's with them. And obviously he's been with the Fremen for a long time. I don't think there were Fremen there. But anyway, someone's talking about them, and they go, "Oh, you." Oh no, maybe one of the Fremen was there, because I think the line is something along the lines of, "Oh, you drink the blood of the dead to like keep yourselves alive because it's, you know, like, I think the nobles like implied like it's such an absolute wasteland outside of Arakeen." And like one of the nobles is like, "You drink the they're talking about the Fremen. It's like, oh, they drink the blood of the dead, and they take the blood of the dead." And then someone's there who kind of corrects them and goes, "Well, no, we don't. They don't. We." I can't remember if they said we or we. I can't remember if they said we or they. Anyway, the long and short was they were talking that there's a conversation that goes on about drinking the blood of the dead and taking the blood of the dead, and that's what the Fremen do. And then there's like someone talking about, well, no, the Fremen don't actually do that. They take the body and then they do take like they talk about death stills. They talk about the death stills, which are also in Dune Awakening. But you have to get further in the game to see the death stills. So I wonder if that scene, I wonder if that scene about drinking blood, that game mechanic. I wonder if that game mechanic is because of that scene in the 2000 TV show. I've not come across it, but to be fair, do you know what the problem is with listening to audiobooks? The problem with listening to audiobooks, I don't take in enough of what's going on, so I don't know if that actually was talked about in the books as well. I don't know if it was or not. Yeah. You don't think they said they drunk wee? It's just implied. I think just at some point they just talk about because when they're talking about still suits, don't they? They just say that still suits collect all of your moisture. And they talk, and that one of the guys says that still suits when properly set up. I think it says when still suits are properly set up, they only lose something like 15 milliliters of moisture per day. So that I think they talk about that. But yeah, I mean, this is part of why I want to part of why I'm trying to re-listen to the book. But the problem is the book I just don't take enough in when it's in audible form. And there you were, harvesting hundreds of liters of blood per day to get enough water. The water when processed from the blood didn't turn into hundreds of liters. Like, obviously there was loss there. But also in the game we don't always wear a still suit. So you have to make a decision in the game on whether you're wearing a still suit or whether you're wearing armor. And the water is used in processes in the game as well. So that's another separate thing for collecting water. Lord Elson, they spit on the floor as a sign of respect. But when they do that in our local bar, it's not. Yeah. In our world, Lord Elston, it's a very different thing. It's a very different thing if you go spitting on the floor. But I do not recommend doing that. No. Max Thumbs, good morning. Good morning. Thumbs, in the David Lynch movie, it's clearly said urine and feces are processed in the buttock pouches. Unfortunately, I will have to buy the David Lynch movie on DVD if I want to watch that again, and I probably will do, because I want to get past my fear of that movie. My childhood trauma of that movie needs to go away. So I might just pick that up and try and watch it again. But yeah, just listening to that scene, I wonder if from the TV show, like as I said, I don't know if it's definitely in, I don't know if it's anywhere in the book where there's a guy talking about the Fremen and how the Fremen are a bit savage and backwards and stuff and they drink blood. Well, that is in the that's in the 2000 TV show. And then I presume what you were there saying there, Thumbs, is that must be where the line where you first make in the game where you first make a still suit. He taught oh no, because in the newer movies, I think they talk about it as well, don't they? If you set up the pipes wrong, you'll be sucking down on feces or something. But so that maybe that goes all the way back. Maybe that goes all the way back to the David Lynch movie. Growler, good morning. Morning. But yeah, so I tried to watch a bit of the TV shows at the weekend. I'll probably get my way through Dune, and maybe once I've got through Frank Herbert's Dune, maybe I'll go back and try the Children of Dune again. But I'm not chomping at the bit to make my way through them. I'm definitely going to try and get through some more of the audiobook. It's just trying to work out when I'm going to do it. Like, I might try and get through some tonight. We'll see. Thumbs, it's when they go on a tour of a spice field and they're wearing still suits for the first time. Yeah. And do you know what? I think because it's such like an important moment in the books, like I think that is in everything, isn't it? Like they talk about Doom. No, but we will probably talk about Doom at some point. I'm kind of, part of me wants to play it. I don't think I've heard anything too bad about Doom yet. I feel like though if Doom Guy was to wear a still suit, somehow he would weaponize it, and I don't know if I want to really know how he would weaponize that, but I think he would. But yeah, the first time they wear still suits in Dune, I think that it's such an important, because obviously they have the thing where like they're talking to Paul, aren't they? And it's kind of like, Paul, how did you work out how to put a still suit on? And he's just like, oh, this just seemed how you would do it. And they're like, oh, you're doing it in a super advanced way. That's really special. So I think that's probably why that's in there. Which then I suppose gives an opening to how does still suits work. And then each different medium has decided how much detail they're going to go into. Growl, it's kind of badass. Cool. Good to hear that you are enjoying it. Because I think that will be, I mean, to be fair, it'd be disappointing with any game if a game comes out and it's rubbish. But certainly when big name games come out and do it, it's even worse. So yeah. Although if I understand correctly, I take it back. I have heard some people say not great things about the new Doom, but it's more to do with the music, because the guy who made the Eternal soundtrack isn't involved, I think if I've heard that right. Lord Elston, presumably the rest of them had their pants on the wrong way around. I can't remember exactly how, because I'm kind of with you on that one of how differently could he have been wearing that suit, and also if it's a more advanced, correct way to wear the suit, why are they not just telling everyone to do it? Why are they telling everyone else to do it in a more simpler fashion? Like, if it's a better way of wearing the suit, why isn't everyone wearing the suit that way? I'm kind of with you a little bit on that, Lord Ilston. I am. Muad'Dib. Muad'Dib. What's going on with this? Why are you do... Bloody critter. It's alright, it's fine. It's fine, I'm back now. There you go. We'll do something like that. Just wanted it to have something that looked a bit more like a mouth going on. Even though, now we're zoomed out, you're never going to see that. I just kind of wanted it to be a bit more like it had a mouth. Okay, so this rock, I would love it if I could figure out how I want this rock to be. I would be very happy if we could finish this tactical rock today. Oh, it's really annoying me now. Oh, I don't want to find it. I want to find it. Audible. Audible. Where's the chapter thing? Oh, there it is. There it is. Wait. Yeah, so I don't get why it's referred to as Book 1, Book 2, and Book 3. Maybe that's it. Must just be the way. Like the first book. The first book was never released as 3 books, was it? Because I get this here says Book 1, Dune. Book 2, Muad'Dib. And then Book 3, The Prophet. And then Messiah and Children of Dune and all that kind of stuff is separate books. It's not part of that. Sounds suspiciously like a trilogy. Yeah, but it's one book. It's the first book. Like this is my question. Was the first book ever released as 3 books? Okay, actually, I could make this just easier, couldn't I? Do I have a copy of Dune? Hold on. Hold on. Morning, Ambro. Morning. 1 second. There might be... I knew one of the books was near to hand. But it's not the first one. The others might be buried somewhere. What's that? I've just been using that as a bookmark. Frustratingly, it's also part 3. It's part 3. Not. But I'll tell you what, actually, is this one... Does this one reference itself as in the from the point of view of 3 books? Is there... There's no chapters. Cheap back in the day. I bet you couldn't buy this with it this cheap nowadays. £1.25. Pretty cheap for a book, isn't it, really? What's this published? Oh. Breaking Bad is in the Dune series. The Eyes of Heisenberg. Hmm. 1978. Anyway, there we go. Thumbs, enjoy your lurkings. Lurkings for workings. Indeed. Indeed, indeed. A lot of my adverts right now. Want me to buy copies of Dune. They're like, hey, did you know that Dune is a book? You watched the TV show. Did you know that it's a book as well? I did, internet. I did know it was a book as well. Why don't you buy that book? I'm good. I don't need to buy that book right now. Thanks. What if we put it in a trilogy edition that's made with, like, leather bound? Oh, thank you. I'm good, thanks. Increasingly inaccurately named trilogy. Maybe, right, maybe, Lord Elston, maybe this is the direction you need to take. Being that you didn't save the world from global warming, which, you know, I'm only partially judging you for. Maybe you need to move to onto a campaign of making sure that books are named correctly. Maybe that's what you need to do. Bro, his name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the Memes of the North and general of the Bearded Legions of the South. I mean, that's a title. That's definitely a title. We haven't failed to save the world yet. Lord Ilston, I'm pretty sure you've told me that it was too late. Do you know what I found really weird? Do you know what I found really weird about the whole saving the world and global warming thing? About a similar time, a few months back, when there were people saying we've gone too far. We've gone too far and we can't recover from it now. I started getting YouTube adverts. So like there were people on like the BBC and stuff who were going, oh, it has to be within 1%, and we've gone past the 1% or the 1.5%, whatever it was. Or maybe it was 1 degree. 1 degree, 1.5 degree, I can't remember. But once the like the mainstream news was talking about like we'd gone past that 1 degree or whatever it was, YouTube started sending me adverts about climate change people trying to protect the climate, going, hey, remember when we told you it was 2 degrees? I was like, wait, no, isn't it 1 degree? And then this thing was like, yeah, it's 2 degrees, and now we need to be really careful about these 2 degrees. It's like, what? Ambro, owner of a spaghetti in the fridge, murderer of a half-eaten pie. Wow, that is. Do you know what? One of the there are many foods. There are many foods that I'm okay with eating, like as leftovers. Pasta is not really one of them. Pasta. I don't think pasta survives very well in the fridge. I feel like if there's leftover sauce, make new pasta. That's kind of where I sit on that. Spaghetti keeps very well in the fridge. The dogs haven't complained. Well. Can't compute leftover pasta. You've broken Max. He's just like, what? Why would there be leftover pasta? Why is that even? How is that even words that go together? Those words don't make sense in combination. That's not. I thought I chose that. I did choose that. Wow. Okay. So this here. This highlight bit here is so much darker than I thought it was. do for me. Let's put it this way. Leftover food sounds weird. I don't have a problem with the term leftover food. I'm okay with leftover food happens. Sometimes it's planned as well. Sometimes leftover food is planned, but leftover pasta, I just don't think it keeps well in the fridge. It goes, you know, it just turns into like a soft mass that's all stuck together, and it's just not very pleasant. I'm not a fan. Not a fan. And yeah, the olive oil in the water when cooking pasta, like, I remember growing up, the olive oil in pasta was meant to stop it sticking together. I remember that's what I used to get told, was like, you put olive oil in because it stops the pasta sticking together. But I mean, that was also a similar time where I remember people used to say that you put salt in the water because it boiled quicker. I remember later in life finding out that actually the amount of salt you'd have to put into water to make it boil quicker, you wouldn't actually want to use that for cooking. But yeah, I used to get told that was to make it boil quicker. I still put salt in water because I think it flavours the pasta nicely. So there we go. But yeah, oil in the pasta water, I was told, because it stopped the pasta sticking together. I think it's bollocks. I have tried it. I don't think it works. If it sticks together, you just need a bigger pot. The problem is, if you have a bigger pot, you run the risk of making more pasta. How does everyone else measure their pasta? Do you measure it in a normal way, or do you just do it until the pot's full? This might explain why some people have leftover pasta, because they just fill the pot. And then they've just got Max on their shoulder going, hey, just use a bigger pot. But if I use a bigger pot, I'll make more pasta. Use a bigger pot. Use a bigger pot. Hello, Yana. Hello, Helen. Welcome in. Welcome in. Amber uses the hole in the pasta spoon. Yeah. Does that really work for like the twirly pasta though? Like, I feel like they won't fit through the hole, Amber. I think that's just making it harder on yourself. Because you know you got those shells as well, those pasta shells, trying to fit them through the hole in the pasta spoon. And Growler, you do one big handful of dry pasta is one serving for you. Yeah, I go with similar measurement. Yeah, I do. I tend to do a hand of pasta. And it doesn't feel like enough, but visually it doesn't feel like enough, but deep down I know that it's how much I probably should be having.